I'm not sure how to say this without sounding harsh or condescending, so I'm going to ask for forgiveness right off top. But the administration of justice cannot be left to a chosen few. The systems and structures that we have in place are inadequate to protecting the people who need it most. Whether you're a woman or a person of color or an artist or a laborer, any marginalized group from the centers of power, we have to understand that these structures are not going to topple themselves. We have to do the work of reclaiming justice and freedom for our own sake. It is self-care. And your proximity to these centers of power aren't going to save you, right? Like whether you're a wealthy, straight, white male, like it doesn't absolve you from the harm that's coming your way. All it does is delay the impact of you feeling it. Like this is a thing that we all need to get in front of and we all need to be working towards for the better. So whether it's sexism, toxic masculinity, gender justice, environmental justice, labor rights, these are all issues that humanity has to face. And the longer we wait before getting activated, the harder and more invasive the solutions have to become, to the point that treatment itself becomes the threat, right? Something bad happens in isolation and we don't address it. It happens again. It becomes a pattern. Patterns become habits. Habits become addictions. And it seems like we are addicted to these systems, these toxic systems of overuse, of mistreatment, of exploitation. And while I get that we're suffering, we need to do very intentional work of getting ourselves and each other back to health so we can put energy into making things better. Creation and reclamation of justice is nothing more than social hygiene. The interesting thing about hygiene, it's an indicator of a person's ability to care for themselves, and it seems like we've lost so much of our agency at maintaining our society and even just speaking up for ourselves as marginalized people in all of these different socioeconomic, race, gender, class areas, that we haven't spoken up for so long that it becomes harder and harder to speak up, and society just keeps slipping back and back and back until there's nothing left. There's no recourse except violence and rage and explosions of emotions. And we got to start as soon as we can to be proactive, counteractive, responsive, and not reactive, doing our best to get in front of these issues and stop them in their tracks when we find injustice. And that is a practice that speaks not only to like the creation of justice, but healthy living. I'm not saying we need to be vigilant all the time, but I am saying that we need to be diligent in our reflections and appraisal of society, ourselves, and social health. Justice is a measure of social health that speaks to our ability to sustain society. So in terms of social health, it's important to note when we have symptoms like a cough, because a cough could be anything from a cold that goes away in 2 days to tuberculosis to lung cancer. And I think in many ways we do have cancers that are rampant in our society, and we need to address those now hardcore. We are getting to the point and have gotten to the point in many of these areas where it requires treatment measures that are so invasive that they put society itself at risk simply because of the side effects. And it's not that there's anyone to blame, but it is going to cause harm everywhere. Anyway, I got to get back to work, but my point is these little actions daily, like brushing your teeth, prevents like gingivitis, right? We have to be on top of social justice by standing up for ourselves, standing up for the people who can't stand up for themselves every day, every day.